The notorious douchecanoe is accused of striking a woman in his home. According to the report, the blow was so forceful that part of her weave came out. Law enforcement insiders informed TMZ that police were called to the widely reviled rapper's home over the weekend. It was at his San Fernando Valley residence that a woman reported to police that he had slapped her. According to the woman, the slap was so violent that it made part of her weave come out. Police took down a battery report. In the report, Chris Brown was named as the suspect. According to the report, the victim has no apparent injuries. No arrest has been made at this time. Unfortunately, it doesn't sound like this case is likely to lead to Chris Brown's incarceration. It is expected to be a misdemeanor charge. That is, if it is anything at all. Our justice system often leads to the mass incarceration of people who have harmed no one. Meanwhile, the people who do real harm, inflicting terror and violence upon others, seem immune. Any justice system that would let Chris Brown wander around freely while others rot behind bars over drugs or poverty deserves to have justice stricken from its name. We are not by any means claiming that this woman's allegations against Chris Brown are necessarily true. Theoretically, anyone could make up any story, even if the stigma against accusers often makes that unlikely. But no one is exactly surprised by these allegations against the disgraced rapper. Chris Brown's history speaks for itself. In 2009, photos of Rihanna's bruised and battered face circulated across the internet. He ended up with 5 years of probation, 1 year of domestic violence counseling, and 6 months of community service. After that mockery of our justice system, reports of violent incidents continued. Not all of these reports were of domestic violence. At one point, it was alleged that he had punched Frank Ocean. The reason behind his violent tantrum: he had been asked about his assault on Rihanna. Repeatedly, the world has gotten the distinct impression that Brown resents any mention of his crimes. It would be amazing if he were as horrified by his own evil acts as he is by people mentioning them. But then, bad people never see themselves through a clear moral lens. Since then, Chris Brown has been in numerous alleged altercations. This has included violence against photographers, fellow singers, and seemingly random fans. He has also been accused of threatening at least one woman with a gun. That gun accusation led to a standoff with police. Somehow, even after barring police from entering his home, he managed to get out of trouble. In part, because after hours of delaying law enforcement, they were unable to find evidence that he possessed a firearm. Infamously, Chris Brown was also accused of domestic violence, and Karuesh Tran, his now ex-girlfriend, Karuesh testified at length, describing horrifying abuse during their relationship. She was granted a 5-year restraining order against the rapper. Chris Brown has also been banned from entering multiple countries. This includes the UK, Australia, and New Zealand. Sadly, the United States is not yet on this list.